Hey, welcome back to the Roundup right here on Reversal. I'm Logan Sam. We're going to be guiding you through the world of Street Fighter 6 over the last couple of weeks, and there's been a lot of action both online and offline. Let's take a look at some of the events, both qualification spots and community run events that have been happening over the last couple of weeks. Let's dive into it. Let's kick it off with Frosty Faustings, and it was a full house for top 8 of Street Fighter 6. Noah the Prodigy kicked off his top 8 campaign with a very convincing defeat of IDOM 3-1 in winners semi-finals, and in the other winners semi it was Blue who was able to take it in the clutch moments of the 5th game against Dual Kevin.
Lord have mercy.
He hits it! He's got another one to spend bar on. It's not going to even matter. There is Blue popping off.
Oh my God.
And whilst Jack started his losers bracket run with a 3-0 sweep and the signature camera stare, he was quickly eliminated by IDOM in losers. That original winner's side 4 would continue as Dual Kevin beat Gamma, and it was an IDOM versus DK showdown. This time though, Dual Kevin was able to secure the win. In winners final, Noah the Prodigy blew out Blue 3-0, a clean sweep as he coasted into grand finals.
Oh, come on! Was that an input error? A stand light? Not too sure, but hey, we don't got time to think about it. Who's stirring the pot, cooking up? Noah the Prodigy to the grand finals.
And Blue's fortunes didn't improve as Dual Kevin eliminated him 3-1, and he would advance to grand finals to face Noah. It was a tense grand final set that came all the way down to last game, last round. But Noah was able to successfully navigate and survive the level 2 and close out the win and take the first major of 2025 in what is certain to be a big year for him. He's looking in fine form as we look towards Capcom Cup in a couple of months.
This thing coming in trouble. Got him. It's the hit from Noah, and he will take Frosty Faustings 2025.
Mr. Consistent.
Next up was the culmination of Sajam Slam 4, which is a team event held this past week. 6 teams of 4 players, of course, led by established and well-known coaches. They fought it out in a double round robin group stage to a double elimination bracket. With El Chicote and Diaphone's team both getting buys, they made the most of the upper bracket seeding and would advance to the upper bracket final. After Diaphone going 2-0 ahead, El Chicote's team was able to bring it back, and we would go to a 5th and final deciding game between the 2 coaches. This time though, Diaphone was able to secure the victory and advance to grand finals. In the lower bracket, Nephew's team had been grinding out results after being sent there 3-0 in their first upper bracket match. And with a back and forth set, seeing things once again all level going into a 5th match. After SK clutched it out to take it to that game 5, Nephew was able to get the business done and once again see his team advance to the next stage of the tournament bracket, which would be grand finals against Diaphone. And things started well for Nephew's team in the grand final as Machina X Flayon was able to get a 2-0 victory over Frodan in the first matchup. But from then on, it was all Team Diaphone as Skara clutched out a 2-1 win. And it was nothing but plain sailing as Asa closed out a 2-0 victory. And then Box brought it home against SK 2-0, and Team Diaphone are your Sajam Slam 4 champions. Although Team Nephew do not go without reward for their incredible perseverance and hard work, as both of the top 2 teams will be traveling to Japan to take part in the Reject Fight Night X Sajam Slam International Championship that will be happening the week after Capcom Cup. Speaking of Team Reject, this is a perfect time to talk about the announcement that was made yesterday as Angry Bird and Big Bird join the Reject esports team representing them in Street Fighter 6 after free agency opened up for them, and they were part of the Team NIP squad that qualified for the SFL finals. They have now secured an ongoing contract with one of the biggest esports organizations right now in the Street Fighter 6 ecosphere. Two incredible champions with a storied history in Street Fighter. Cannot wait to see what they do in 2025. And of course, you'll see them at Capcom Cup in March, both representing Reject in the singles and as part of Team NIP as the representatives of Europe in Street Fighter League's World Championships. Let's take a look at something a little bit closer to home this time round, and Winner Stays On was back in London. With No Problem X or Ending Walker in the venue at Red Bull Gaming Sphere this time round, things were wide open, and the favourites Shax, Hurricane and Lex were the ones who made up the top three. Cloud9's Lex, who is already qualified for Capcom Cup, cruised into grand finals with an emphatic 3-0 victory over Shax in winners finals. And after a tight set in winners semis, Hurricane was able to get his revenge, eliminating Shax in losers in the mirror match to try and get his shot at Lex in grand finals. However, Lex's M. Bison was looking too legit this week. He only switched to Guile for the Kimberly matchup against Scythe in winners semis. It was M. Bison the whole way through, and an incredible 3-0, 3-0 in winners and grand finals really highlights that this character is ready to go for him at Capcom Cup. But he has, of course, the Street Fighter League US finals for Cloud9 alongside his brother JB and teammates Boos and Noah. That's coming up on the 22nd of February. That one's going to be explosive. Next up, let's take a look at this event that was organised in Europe. A new collective, shout out to Raps, IT and Nabil. It was a closed tournament amongst members of the Discord and features the likes of Scythe, Zerna, Rickerman's Barnet. But after defeating Rickerman's Barnet 3-2, Nabil would make it through to winners finals. He'd be up against Hurricane, who secured a 3-0 victory against Teach. Winners final was a dominant performance from Hurricane, who once again in his online element cleaned out with a 3-0 victory here to cruise into grand finals. In a tense losers finals, Tomakuna, who just got past John Angel, was able to defeat Nabil 3-2 and make it into the grand finals to face Hurricane, but ultimately he did not fare any better. Another 3-0 from Hurricane, and he put a win on the board in the first ever Gamblers in-house Let's Go Gambling in-house. Shout out to those guys putting together that Discord, and if you want to find out more, then go and follow raps_IT on Twitter. Hurricane.
Tying it up. I mean, I thought that was a perfect, but holy hell, man. Hurricane's looking very good right now.
Let's take a look at another brilliant community organised event. The people over at Tiger Cave put together a series for North Africa, which saw top players qualifying across a season, and it was finals week this past week. With 8 players qualifying into a double elimination top 8 bracket of winners and losers side, we saw representation from Egypt, Algeria and Morocco. There were some recognisable names like KX Genocide and Fraser, but they fell by the wayside early on. In the first winners semi, Zaghlul managed to defeat Edris to move on into winners 3-1, and Morocco's representing as Red Raven managed to defeat Nadvet 3-0 clean with that Aki over the Terry. Winners final saw Zaghlul get the edge over Red Raven 3-1, the Luke proving too strong, and they cruise into grand finals on the winners side. But losers bracket was really heating up. Linz had been on a tear. The only representative from Egypt started out in losers side, and he could not lose today. He'd already made it past the likes of KX Genocide and Nadvet, and in losers semi-final, a perfect put him in position to close out the set 3-1 against Makrota. Linz dominated losers final against Red Ravens Aki to eliminate the last representative of Morocco and move on into grand finals. And even a trip to character select could not slow the momentum down, as Lins did the business with this quality combo against Zaglu's M. Bison for a law-accurate beatdown in the corner and a bracket reset. With Zaglu on the Luke, he started out well and got the first victory, but then the momentum was once again with Lins, who closed out 3 wins straight and took the victory in the grand finals reset. The Tiger Cave League would be going to Egypt. Lins, an incredible run through losers bracket, unstoppable today, and a great showcase of some of the talent in North Africa. We hope that next season there's more opportunities for the talented African FGC to show us exactly what they're capable of.
زمان يبقاش شويه.
لا 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 تهلا طيب.
Ay, 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 and Lins Ario is your champion الدراري. Tiger Cave League champion, North African champion, Egypt الدراري. Egypt.
And lastly, let's take a look at another circuit organised by the community. Versus City is part of an offline event tour in France by Retro Corp called the Retro Corp Tour. Let's dive straight into top 4, and Alphen proving that he is young enough to react. The drive impact was called out, and that was all he needed to eliminate TKR in losers semi-finals. Meanwhile, Mr. Crimson was at home as he closed out a 3-1 win against Beslam in the Dalsim Akuma matchup to book his place in grand finals on the winner's side. Things went from bad to worse for Beslam though, as a 3-0 sweep against Alphen saw him eliminated from the bracket, and we would go on to see a grand finals with Crimson on winners and Alphen challenging from the losers bracket. Would the points be staying in Lyon? Let's find out. The answer is yes, and the answer was no. Alphen cannot react to the pressure in the corner. The drive impact was the opening Crimson needed to get this offense to secure a life lead big enough for him to wait for his moment, and he took it perfectly as the parry closed it out. Crimson 3-1, and the points are staying in Lyon.
Ah oui, la chope, il a fait pareil Crimson, je ne sais pas pourquoi. Encore une projection, il y a la super de niveau 1 à la relever, attention. 2, la garde est là, oh, il y avait le coup de torride, allez, lâche le patin, super. Allez, c'est GG, bien joué. Le pari qui est trouvé. Oh. Excellent, 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 bien joué les gars.
And a bumper episode wrapping up the last couple of weeks has come to an end, and it comes to an end as we look at the qualification journey for the players involved in Capcom Cup, happening in 1 month's time in Tokyo. Right here on the Roundup from next week, we'll be rounding up some of the faces, names and talent that you'll be able to see fighting it out for that $1 million prize, as the Capcom Cup 11 champion will be determined in 1 month's time. So we're going to be taking a look at all of the qualified players, both the legends, the icons and the new faces making their debuts at Capcom Cup 11. You'll be able to see that right here on the Roundup. What's happening right now as well, as we speak, it's the European Championship put together with Reversal and Damascus being streamed live on Z Damascus on Twitch every night. We've got the group stages happening right now as European teams representing their country battle it out in head-to-head team competition. As I said, you can catch that live every night on the Z Damascus channel on Twitch. Thank you very much to him, and thank you so much to the squad, the Reversal squad, for putting together this bumper episode, for getting the clips together. Thank you, full team. Big up Laz, Sir, Ruzu, everybody involved, and big up Scruffy, of course, on the edits. Thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget, give us a sub right here on YouTube. Give us a follow on Twitch so you know when we go live with our events, and of course get involved on social media. If you've got a Street Fighter 6 event or Street Fighter 6 news that you want us to cover, then hit us up, reversal_GG on the Twitter app. I'll see you next time for the Roundup. Until then, take care and make sure you don't burn yourselves out. See you around. Take care.